Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Nathan Alfred Show. Today I'm joined with Rich Rule. He is a local filmmaker here in the Mid-Ohio Valley. Rich, thanks for coming on today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Nathan.
Tell me a little bit about your interest in filmmaking or film in general. Maybe was it something as a child or as an adult? What kind of got you into all that?
Well, when I was younger, my grandfather gave me a VHS camcorder. So I thought, I'll make little movies here and there, and I never had a script, never had any way to edit anything, except I got two VCRs together and went from tape to tape and polish, that type of thing.
Right.
Just made some little snippets, little music videos, kind of cheesy stuff. And then I kind of got out of it a little bit, and then thought I was going to be a rock star.
Yeah.
Like every kid
MTV
that
era.
picks up an instrument. And I figured out that's not going to happen. So in 2013, Cody Knotts had a film called Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies.
Uh-huh.
I went out there, did that, was a featured extra in that film. And I kind of sparked the interest again. I started watching Cody and how he was directing and everything. And I thought, you know what, I could do this. And after that, me and a friend of mine, we filmed a movie called Resistance.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, I started my own company. We filmed Change the Game, Martown, and then No Knock List. And we're on our fourth feature film, Vert. Getting ready to start production on that.
I heard in Change the Game you had a really good looking limo driver. Somebody told me that.
Yeah, that guy, yeah, he's pretty good
No
looking.
lines, but he did get into a little
Self-plug there.
Yeah. So yeah, that was I was a very, very, very small part of that, but it was kind of interesting to see some of the local talent that was there. You had people from out of town that I guess you could say do it for a living. So it was, and then the behind the scenes part, it was kind of neat to see all that because I hadn't been a part of anything like that. Growing up, did you have a favorite genre movie, a favorite movie or anything like that?
Probably my favorite movie would probably be Back to the Future.
Okay.
I think that's a lot of people's favorite movies.
Yeah.
I like that, The Goonies, Ghostbusters, Star Wars. But I think Back to the Future probably is my favorite. Just the way they brought everything together and they did the sci-fi thing with
Right.
that.
Yeah, that's cool. So you said your grandfather gave you the camcorder?
Yeah.
Obviously that had an influence on you. Were there any other people, maybe even in the industry, that have had an influence on you or that you admire their work?
Probably director-wise and producer-wise and stuff. Probably Steven Spielberg. I just seeing him bring the magic,
Right.
On the film and stuff. With like E.T., Jaws, stuff like that. I thought, yeah, he's the man, and he's still the man, really.
Right.
Still doing some.
Having that
good
big
stuff.
picture is probably, when we're on the set of that film out at the airport, you're filming all these little things, and I'm thinking, what in the world is this gonna, But you spend a day probably to make up maybe a few minutes of the movie, essentially. So I'm sure having that big picture is very important to know how everything fits together.
Yeah, we filmed, let me see, probably I think 17 hours one day, and we maybe had 3 minutes, 4 minutes
of the actual film.
Yeah, so 17 hours of.
Is that just
time.
piecing all the different things together, or is it retakes?
That's piecing everything together. That is just filming the scene over and over until it's perfect. And yeah, about 17 hours one day, and that was pretty draining.
Yeah, I imagine. So I guess you would be an indie film kind of person. This is.
Yeah, I guess you consider me indie. I'm not with a blockbuster film company, but.
Right. So. Tell me why you're around a lot of people like you, I assume, that support that. Why is that a big deal for maybe people in this community to support people like you? And because you got some local talent as well that are behind the scenes and in front of the camera.
Well, it's good. I think it's good to support, just local film, local music, local arts in general. Support your own community. It brings people in the community together. They have one common goal, and they're putting entertainment out for you. And like the Actors Guild, just any type of theater type stuff. Your local films, your local musicians. There's a lot of talent in this area, and I think it needs to be tapped into, and then people can see it.
Yeah, I think there is, and you'd mentioned the Actors Guild and different things. Some of the more traditional type of things people are familiar with, but are there a lot of people making films in this area? Is that a normal thing around here, or?
I've noticed it picked up a lot since
Lately?
Cody came in.
Okay. So there's more
As far as I
opportunity.
know, I think there's about 4, maybe 5 filmmakers that are doing some stuff right now. So.
And they're in these things, like you're doing a premiere, which we'll talk about here shortly. Those types of opportunities aren't probably that plentiful around here, to go to a movie theater type premiere to see a local filmmaker with local talent. So that's probably pretty exciting to be able to do that.
Yeah,
downtown.
it is exciting. It's exciting to let the talent experience that. That's their moment in the light,
Right.
the limelight right there. I also want to bring the community into that,
Right.
and then let them experience that. I just think it's fun, getting the actual red carpet, the backdrop, get your photo opportunities,
It is.
have the limos.
It's kind of neat. Yeah, it's kind of a
All that
neat
stuff.
process. A little crowd develops, and it's kind of a neat experience, I'm
Yeah.
sure, for
Yeah.
everybody involved. So this is No Knock List is the one that's going to premiere soon here. That's your third or fourth?
That'd be the third film.
Third film.
Yeah, that'll
So-
premiere Saturday, March 16th, and the red carpet starts at 7 on that.
So, and we'll get into some details about that here in a minute. I want to ask you, though, about what you've learned, maybe not in the details, but I mean, I'm sure what you did the first time out to what you're doing now. I'm sure you guys have learned a lot and grown. And
We have been filming straight since 2013. We went from Change the Game right into Martown, right from Martown into No Knock List. We actually took a break after No Knock List, which is, 5 years into making to
Right.
take this break.
Right.
But yeah, what we've learned, if you can check it out. I mean, Amazon Prime, you can watch Change the Game. Martown, you can watch Change the Game.
Right.
Or Amazon Prime, you can watch Martown.
both of those, yeah.
You can see the differences. The first one, Changed the Game, I lost the boom mic
Okay.
audio. So the audio's just not good.
Right.
And Martown, we got better on that.
Right.
No Knock List, we got even better with audio. I think we got the audio down now. Camera quality, we upgraded our equipment so you can see the difference in everything. So it's
Yeah.
a lot of different things, little technical things like that. And also as a crew, we seem to gel really good as far as working well together, know
Understanding
who
each
has
other, yeah.
the talent that we need and everything.
You talk about the audio, but even shows, movies, major movies, shows on television have issues with audio, and you can tell. I'm sure you can really tell.
Yeah.
When they go back and put stuff in later and all that stuff. The regular person may not even notice those things, but those are probably obstacles.
It got really bad for me. Once we started making films, every time I watch a movie now,
see
I'm
it.
starting to look, okay, where's the lighting at?
Yeah.
where's the mic, held? That type of thing. I'm starting to analyze movies a lot more. It kind of took the enjoyment out of watching movies and stuff. But
So, was Martown a time period film, or was it modern
it was.
day?
It started out in 1805, and it's about oh boy.
Well, you had to. Where I was going with that was you had to respect the time periods, and that's sometimes where.
Yeah,
They
it was.
was-
I was trying to think of the name. Aaron Burr.
Right.
It's based around the Burr family,
Mm-hmm.
and Jeff Little is a local historian,
Mm-hmm.
so he was able to actually get some time period clothing
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Make
So
sure
we
you're
made it as
accurate.
close as we could
Right.
to the time period, and then it went to the modern day, which was a lot easier to film, obviously.
Right.
So.
Now let me ask you about the script. Do you go out and have people write for you? Do you purchase them? Do you develop them yourself? How do you develop or obtain the scripts for your films?
Well, the first 3 movies, Change the Game, Martown, and No Knock List, was written by Z Vodka, local talent. This 4th film, Vert, is written by Jeff Little, who's
Okay.
our cinematographer. So yeah, we try to do everything in-house if we can.
Okay.
I like to do everything in-house if possible because it just makes you grow more as a
So they just kind of have the creative control over like the ideas and just kind of go and just write something and then bring everybody together, or how does that work?
It's more like they write it
Mm-hmm.
and then they turn it over to us, you know, the production
Right.
company and thing, and then we just try to make the
Work it.
story out of that.
Okay.
Sometimes you can't film it exactly the way
Sure.
it's written,
Right.
you know, because either budget gets in the way, or we can't find the right location,
Right.
or prop, or something like that. We kind of got to work around that, but I think we seem to make it work. You know.
Cool. Now let me ask you, and then we'll get into the movie coming out here soon. Casting. You mentioned local talent. You've had some out-of-town people that do this, have done it for a long time, and have been extras and different things, and probably movies we've all seen. So, how does the casting process for you guys as a company when you go to cast for a film?
We try to do a local casting call, you know, in town to get all the local talent we can. With Martown and No Knock List, we had Maria Olson, which is from LA.
Right.
So obviously she did a video submission,
Right.
and we brought her in. After Martown, we started gaining some recognition, you know, elsewhere. We had, for No Knock List, we had, let me see, I think 3 people from Pittsburgh, 1 from Cleveland, then also, you know, we had Maria from LA.
Right.
And then we also mixed that with some local talent. For some reason, maybe it's luck, I don't know, but for Vert, we put out the casting call. I've had people from Hawaii,
Wow.
Milwaukee, New York City, Florida, I mean, just all over the nation.
And these are people that do a lot of this.
Yeah.
Do a lot of acting.
Yeah. We have, for Vert, the new film, we have a guy from New York City coming in to play the villain. He has kind of that Heath Ledger persona
Sure.
type thing. We had a lot of interest from Pittsburgh talent as well, and some local talent. So yeah, we're going to have a mixture of everyone. And I like that because it lets you network
Oh yeah.
with a lot of different people. And those people that come in can network with those other actors, find more work and stuff like that.
I'm thinking even the local talent that's maybe kind of amateurish to it, it exposes them to people that are a little more veteran. Plus, it probably helps them learn and network a little bit themselves if they want to pursue it. Does that ever?
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, like I said, they'll network with them and say, "Oh yeah, we're going to be doing a film here. Why don't you come out and try for that?" Then they can network out
Sure.
to Pittsburgh or network to New York. You know, it just helps everyone.
I have a feeling a lot of that industry is knowing people in the right place in the right time. Yeah. Is Pittsburgh kind of a hotbed? There seems to be a lot of major films there and a lot of
Pittsburgh and
extras up
Atlanta
that way.
are the East Coast hotbeds right now. Yeah, Pittsburgh, I believe they're going to be shooting Mr. Rogers' film with Tom Hanks soon. They
Well, of
do
course,
a
that's a
lot
Pittsburgh.
of different stuff up
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
So there's a good base, and it's not that far away in Cleveland. So there's a good base of what people would be extras in those movies,
Right.
major movies, but
Right.
can take on bigger roles maybe in something else that you're doing. So we've talked about the script, we talked about the casting, and you talked about Jeff a little bit. Who else rounds out the production, direction, editing part of what you guys are doing? Is there a whole crew, or is it kind of a small group?
We actually, let me see, we have, well, Jeff Little, he'll do the, he's a director of photography, so he does a lot of the camera work, sets up the scenes, you know, and all that stuff. We had Zivak, he would set up the areas and stuff, do the makeup, stuff like that. Angie Galloway would do the continuity. We had Kristen Mitchum do sound. We actually had an intern for No Knock List, which is part of the team now, Clayton Cottrell. Phenomenal kid. I mean, he's, you know, doing a lot of stuff. I mean, and this time for Vert, we have Kayla Holder. She is an intern from West Virginia State University.
Wow.
So, she, you know, her professor reached out, wanted to do something, you know, like
Yeah,
that.
that's some pretty
that'd be
good
awesome.
experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we got a crew, you know, and we all gel, and it's a fun time.
Cool. Now, any of your previous films, have you submitted anything to film festivals? And if the answer is yes, then has any positive responses come out of that?
We have, let me see, Martown has won 5 awards.
Wow.
Won a European award I believe one in Italy. We got selected in India, and then won some, in the United States. No Knock List has already won an award out of Italy.
Wow.
And we just submitted that. And I also forgot to mention Lee Wilson is our PR.
Yeah,
PR lady.
After I asked you, I thought I should not have asked for names because you're going to leave somebody out on accident. So I apologize to the Dizzy Boy crew. That's my fault.
And I'm sure I left someone out, and I apologize for that. But
so, one more thing before we get into No Knock List. How obviously you have CDs, DVDs, I should say. And you mentioned Amazon. Is that the only place people, so if people are sitting at home and have Amazon Prime, they can search it and it shows up, or does it come up in like the suggested movies? How does that work?
With Amazon Prime, you can either search it. Sometimes it does come up as suggested movies. Like say if you picked, Change the Game, and you want to watch it, Martown will probably pop up because it's directed by me. It's the same type of thing. I'm sure it's linked. I haven't really played around with it much, but I'm sure it's linked to other action films or other horror films or something like that. So it should come up under that, or if you just punch the name in, it should pop up.
Cool. So No Knock List, and as we sit, we're a week away or so from the premiere. Tell me about the film, first of all, whatever you want to say about it, and then we'll get into the premiere a little bit more detail in a minute. So
okay, yeah, the film is just basically about two guys that escape from prison. They want to rob a boarding house, well, kind of like a bed and breakfast type thing. And once they get into this house, they realize, hey, this isn't what we thought it was going to be. And I don't want to give too much away, but they basically walked into hell.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But yeah, it's more of a psychological thriller, and I thought the actors did phenomenal. And
cool.
yeah, I really think everyone will enjoy the film.
What's the cast made above? A good mix of local and professional?
It is a mix of local and, the main cast, let me see, the two main characters are from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
James Quinn and Brian Stowell. Emily Lispardi, she was from Uniontown area. Now she's living in New York City, or not New York City, but in New York.
We'll call that Pittsburgh. It's close enough.
Yeah. And then we had Rick Montgomery, he's from Cleveland. And then a lot of local talent.
Sure.
So
where was it filmed? What were the locations?
We filmed it all in Parkersburg.
Okay.
We filmed.
You don't have to give away exact.
I won't give away, but
I was curious if it was.
It was in
local.
the historical part of Parkersburg.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, I'm glad because the more locations you have, the longer it takes to film, obviously. Sure. So yeah, it was all filmed, in Parkersburg, and we were able to knock it out in 12 weeks.
All the filming.
Yeah, all the filming. Martown took 2 years, so we're starting to get better as far as scheduling.
Right. Well, you get so many moving parts when you have a lot of local. Everybody's got jobs, and if it's outdoors, you got to deal with that. So, I'm sure there's a lot of moving parts in a schedule as well for getting everything. Yeah,
we got to work around everyone's schedule. We try to do weekends to accommodate everyone, especially when you have some outside talent.
Right.
From like Pittsburgh or Cleveland or whatever. I mean, sometimes we can't do it during the week because they have jobs.
Right.
So, yeah, sometimes it takes a while to get stuff done, but we were able to luckily get it done within 12 weeks.
Wow, that seems fast.
Yeah.
To me. What about the post-production, the editing part and things like that? Is that a longer than 12-week process, or?
The post-production does take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to worry about the audio, make sure the audio is perfect, get it all leveled out. We had, on No Knock List, we had Jeremiah McKenzie, a friend of mine, score the movie. And then that took a while because he actually had to write the score. Watch the movie, write the pieces for everything. Then you had to edit it. Edit the scenes up, and then add the special effects. And yeah, it's a process.
Cool. So let's talk about the premiere. It's this coming Saturday. You can fill everybody in on what's going on Saturday, and then how they can.
Yeah, it's this Saturday at the Dual Center on Market Street in Parkersburg. It starts at 7 o'clock. That's when the limos will roll in, and then we'll go, to the red carpet, get the photos taken, meet and greets, stuff like that. And then 8 o'clock, we're actually going to try to get the film started right at 8.
And it's in that big ballroom right there on the floor.
Yeah, right when you walk into the Dill Center, right to the right, you have that huge ballroom. That's where we're going to have the red carpet festivities. And there's a ramp that goes up to like I'm assuming the cafeteria area.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That's where we're actually going to have the film.
Okay. So, say someone's watching this, listening to this post March 16th, how can they get a copy or take a look at it?
Well, we're going to have DVDs for sale there. Also, after the premiere, I'm going to start listing DVDs on Facebook if they want to purchase a DVD. You know, I can mail it to them and all that stuff. Get through PayPal, you know, DizzyBoy13@gmail. And we're going to sell the movie for $10. If I have to mail the movie, I might have to add $3 shipping.
Right.
It costs right about $3 to ship all that stuff.
Just to
but
cover that,
here, $13.
Sure.
Get the film sent to you.
What's the best way to communicate with you or whoever would be responsible for that?
I would probably the best way is to go to Dizzy Boy Productions on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dizzy Boy would be all one word, and then Productions, and then
message you guys.
just message me. Yeah.
So you've got the premiere coming up. Now, did you premiere this already? So out of town?
We did premiere when was that? Last October
in Pittsburgh.
It was in Pittsburgh. I can't remember the name of the theater. Southworks.
I know exactly where it's at. It's
Parks or Southworks.
It's across from the
Parks or
Cheesecake
something
Factory.
like that. Right beside the Cheesecake Factory. Whatever. Yeah.
So
and
it's over near the Steelers practice facility. There's a hotel. Every time I go to a game, I stay right there, and we walk over to the Cheesecake Factory. And I remember you telling me about that. And we walked out, and I thought, that's the theater he was talking. It was right there. It's kind
Southside Works is what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat area.
Yeah.
Some shopping and things like that. That's not mall. It's kind of a little town.
Yeah, more sidewalk type shopping and stuff like that.
And there's a nice theater. So how did the premiere up there go?
It went really well. Had a lot of people up in Pittsburgh. I was able to network with a lot of people up in Pittsburgh.
You had some Pittsburgh actors.
Yeah, and we had the Pittsburgh actors, so they were able to bring their friends in. I was able to meet other directors, other sound people, other people in that field. We had a guy come and interview at the red carpet, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it went really well.
Cool. So the newest film is called Vert.
Vert.
Where are we at in that process?
Still in pre-production. We are going to start actually filming the weekend after the premiere.
Wow. So it's been cast.
It has been cast. We are still looking for background actors.
Okay.
So once we get up to the scenes, we're going to start announcing, hey, we're looking for background actors for this scene. If you're interested, go from there.
And these are non-speaking roles? You're just kind of...
Some are non-speaking. There may be a couple that, the one-liner type things.
Like the Kramer, these pretzels are making me thirsty kind of thing? You might get thrown into something?
Yeah.
So will that be filmed locally around Parkersburg?
Yeah. The whole film's going to be...
The whole film?
The whole film, yeah.
So that's an opportunity for people maybe that are interested. Maybe they want to do something.
People that didn't get to make the casting call, just keep your eyes peeled,
Right.
Go to Dizzy Boy Productions on Facebook or my page, whatever.
Yeah,
and,
I think
we're
it's a cool opportunity for someone who may think that's interesting and they may want to do it but don't know to see it. I mean, you're still there when it's being shot and filmed and you're kind of a part of it, and maybe that could parlay in the future into something,
Yeah, I mean, it could spark an interest if people have an interest. Like, I don't know if I can act. You don't need to act. Really. I mean,
did.
You're you're a background actor. You basically just do normal stuff. Like you say, need you to just walk across the floor. Just mingle with someone.
Right.
Just in the background, and if you can do that, I mean,
right.
I
didn't even. I knew I was going to pull. I didn't know I was going to be that much of a part of changing the game. We knew the limos were going to be theirs, and I don't remember exactly. I watched it obviously, and they were part of it. But we filmed a lot, so not all of it made it obviously. But I knew I was going to pull in and let somebody out of the car. I thought that was it, but then
Then you get shot.
Yeah, took somebody out first.
Yeah.
Then I got into a little scuffle, and it was over. But that was fun. I mean, it was cold. And
it was cold. When did we do that? March?
It was in April.
Or was it April?
It was,
okay,
but it was one of them weird, dreary kind of days. But yeah, my reactions were authentic. I wasn't acting because the fake blood, was like ice water. And when that thing hit me, it was crazy. But that was fun, actually. You don't really know, and I've never done anything like that. Probably never will again. But I didn't really pay attention to the cameras, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't really, and you could do it.
Yeah, you did really well.
You could do it several times, so I didn't feel nervous or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, it just is what it was. Of course, I didn't have to say anything, so maybe if I had to speak, I'd say something different. But so, too early to tell on a premiere an end date on Vert, or is there something that you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Hard
There's
deadline
going to be a
before
lot
you
of
start filming, huh?
There's going to be a lot of CGI in Vert.
Oh, okay.
It's very, I'm not going to say similar to Matrix, but it's going to have that type of, it's that type of genre. It's going to be a lot of CGI. So I think the scenes themselves will be edited pretty quick, but the actual CGI is what's going to take a while.
Right.
So I'm not going to say it
that
a time because I don't want to jinx us.
Now, do you run into deadlines with film festivals or anything like that, or do you just is what it is? When you're done, you're done. Edit.
Yeah, when we're done, we're pretty much done. Like if we want to try to get into Cannes or something like that, yeah, or Sundance, we have to have it done by a certain time. But like, yeah, we missed Sundance this year. I think we had to enter it in September, something like that. Obviously, we didn't premiere till October, so we'll try to enter it again this September. Yeah, there's certain deadlines for the big dogs, but then there's so many film festivals that
kind of
if you miss one, you can
there's another one out there for you. Well, is there anything else I've missed as far as Dizzy Boy or No Knock List, or even a little bit on Vert? We didn't really get into that too much. I'm sure we'll catch up with you as filming progresses and completes on that film. But
well, I mean, you know, with Vert, like I said, we start filming March 23rd. We will be looking for some more background actors throughout the film. So everyone just needs to stay tuned for that. You know.
The Dizzy Boy Facebook page is probably the best.
Probably the best way to do it.
I
have a casting group as well.
Right.
If you guys, you know, if anyone wants to get into the casting group itself, basically just friend me.
Right.
And then I can add you to the group, because for some reason it don't let me add if I'm not friends with the person. I don't know why, but I'll add the person to the group. And it's funny because Vert, once we announced that, the casting group had, I think, 300 people. It jumped up to 600. So we gained 300 more people interested in this film.
This is like a private group where the
private group, and then we put out the casting calls and what roles we have open, and the sides, which is part of the script that they need to study, you know, to send into videos or come and act it out and stuff like that. So
cool.
And we always have, each production we do, we put that up there. So that's probably the main group you want to be in if you're really interested in film.